Well, I've been an experiencer since I was 10 years old. Well, that's my first conscious memory of having an experience.
Could have been earlier.
It could have been earlier, but I don't have a conscious memory of it. And it continued my whole life up until 2017, when I moved to North Carolina. I moved to the inner banks of North Carolina, right on the water,
Sure.
which is where I live now.
Okay.
And my second night there, I made contact with the Greys. And they
Again.
burned, again, because I had met them before. And back then, I thought the Greys were evil. I thought they were bad. I thought they were messing with me. I was afraid of them, but I've completely changed my mind now. I don't see them like that anymore.
What was the experience that made you change your mind? What happened?
It was the second night that we moved to the inner banks of North Carolina from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C.
That's a big move.
Yes, in many ways.
Yeah.
And in the morning, I was in the kitchen unpacking dishes, and I felt something bite my tush.
Well, that's a nice ET.
And I yelled over to my then partner, I think something bit my butt. Will you look at it? And he's like, yeah. So I walk over to the living room, and I'm giggling to myself because I think this is funny. And I bend over, and he's looking, and he's not saying anything. And this is starting to get me really nervous. I said, well, did a bug bite me? And he said,
It hurt that much?
yeah, it hurt. And he said, yeah, there's a bug bite, but there's also a red X.
Like that?
Yes, 9 little dots. And so he took a picture, and when I saw this picture, I was just stunned. We were both stunned. It's a red X. It was on my left cheek, and it's made up of 9 small circles. Yeah, there it is.
That's it right there.
That is what I saw. And on my left cheek, and it was about 1.5 to 2 inches big. And when I ran my finger across it, I couldn't feel it at all. It was flush with my skin.
It was smooth.
And it just looked like little burn marks. I instinctively knew it was the Greys.
How do you think that was applied to you?
I think it was burned into me, maybe laser.
You felt it, though.
I didn't feel it.
You did not feel it.
No. I've never felt any of the marks, bruises, missing skin. I've never felt any of the marks on my skin as when they happened.
Now, why would they do that to you?
Well, I have a couple of theories, because it happened again 9 days later.
The same thing?
Yes, another red X mark was burned into my right cheek. This time, when I came to in my room, I had a conscious memory of what happened. I remember I was on this bed. It was like a hospital type bed.
Yeah.
And I was in a room that was dimly lit, and I didn't recognize the room.
You could have been in a craft, right?
I could have been in a craft. And I was paralyzed. I couldn't move my arms and I couldn't move my legs. And I sensed something behind me. And I couldn't move my head. So when I turned around, I made eye contact with a Grey that was standing right here, just inches from me. And we locked eyes. And I describe it in my book. It was like looking into 2 pools of black oil. And I was terrified, absolutely
Who wouldn't be?
terrified. And I turned my head back around, and ding, I'm in my bedroom, wide awake. After every experience that I have, when I pop back into my home or into my bedroom, my eyes just pop open and I'm completely alert. There's no grogginess. It's not like I'm slowly waking up. I'm completely alert, like I was clopped into a different reality.
Sev, let's go back to the beginning when you had this very first experience when you were younger, when you were a kid. Was it the same as what you've just described?
No. It was
That
very
was different.
Yeah. So when I was 10 until I was 12, I would find myself outside and I would see this spaceship coming. And it happened so many times I lost count. And each time the ship would come from a different direction.
They beam you aboard?
I don't remember that part. But it would come and it would hover over me, and it was so big it just blocked out the sky. And I was so happy. I was so happy to see the being that was in this craft because it felt like a family member, felt like my brother. And it would land, and a door would open and stairs would come down.
For you?
Yes, I was the only one there. And he would walk down and he would be checking up on me, just making sure that I'm okay.